Hello, and you're very welcome to Cusack Park here in Ennis for this All-Ireland Intermediate quarter-final. Clare against Westmeath. Both teams are out in the pitch for the last, we'll say 10 or 15 minutes even going through their warm-ups. It's about 5 minutes before the scheduled throw-in time, and we're expecting a decent competitive game here today. Clare come into this game, of course, after getting to the semi-final of the Intermediate last year, so hoping to go one step further under new manager Wayne Freeman, his first year in charge. Westmeath, Michael Finneran is the man over them, the former Roscommon footballer. It's his second year in charge. Last year they were relegated down from senior, so they'll be hoping to get back up there again as quick as possible. The championship maybe hasn't gone as well as they would have liked so far. They lost the first day out to Antrim, but then beat Longford the second day to finish second in their group 4 that was. So that's how both teams ended up in this position. So we're nearly ready to go. I'm going to quickly go through the 2:15s. Clare have one change as Westmeath do, so we'll start with Clare. And in goals, they have Amy Lenihan. Full back line is Anya Keane, Sheaferney Connell and Grania Harvey. Full back line is Louise Griffin, Quiva Harvey, the team captain. And one change there that we talked about. Number 27, Orla Devitt, is in place of number 7, Sinead Considine. Midfield then is Aisling Reedy and Chloe Maloney. And moving into the forwards, we have number 10, Laurie Ryan. Number 11, Fidel Marnin, a name we will be mentioning an awful lot over the next 60 minutes or so, no doubt. Number 12, Amy Sexton. And then the inside line is number 13, Laurie Griffin. 14 is Cleena Blake. And 15 is Quiva Cahill. Moving on to Westmeath, and as we said, there's one change there that we'll get to in a minute. In goals, they have Lauren McCormack. Full back line is Lara McCartan. Full back is Lucy Power, and number 4 is Laura Kiernan. The half back line is Rachel Dillon, Tracy Dillon, and Chloe Kelly. Their midfield is made up of Vicky Carr and Ashley Ruan, and their centre forward line is, or the half forward line I should say, is where we have that one change. Number 10, Kelly Boyce Jordan is there. 11 is Ciara Brundle, and 12 is Karen Hegarty. We're going to pause now for the national anthem before we finish those teams. The final notes there of Ron Naveen. And just to go back to where I was with that Westmeath team, 10 Kelly Boyce Jordan, 11 Ciara Blundell, and 22 Karen Hegarty is in place of number 12 Johanna Quinn. And then the full forward line looks like number 13 Sarah Dillon, 14 Anna Jones, and number 15 Aoife Connolly. I'm delighted to be joined in the commentary box here today by local sports journalist Derek Dormer. Derek, what are you expecting from today's game?
Paul, well, first of all, it's a glorious day for football. In fairness, the conditions are immaculate. The pitch is in great shape. There won't be much in it. Look, Westmeath were senior last year. Clare have been striving to get to senior for a number of years. Wayne Freeman, in his first season, I think he's done a remarkable job. There's been a huge turnaround of players. 8 of the starting 15 from Clare played in last year's All-Ireland semi-final, so that's a massive turnaround. They've been impressive in their run in the group stages, and I think they're one of the best forwards in the country in Fidelma Marinin. Westmeath, they're a potent force. You have the 3 Dillon sisters there, 5 Rachel, centre back Tracy, and in the corner forward Sarah. Vicky Carr though in midfield, she's their engine woman really. She'll control things, she'll be up and down the field, and Westmeath like to kick it into the inside line. Clare will more than likely do a lot more running of the ball than Westmeath, so we will have a contrast in approaches. And of course we have the history maker Aoife Connolly with her 245s in corner forward. I think it'll be a cracking tie. You know, my heart says Clare, and I'd say my head says Clare, but by the smallest of margins, Paul.
We could be in for an interesting 60 minutes or so coming up at us. Just looking at the teams again, I know you picked out a couple of them there, and number 11, Fidel Marnin. Tell us a little bit more about her, for people who are maybe only casual fans. If you're a Westmeath supporter, maybe you don't know too much about her, but there's an awful lot to say about her.
Well, Fidelma is gifted. That's the first thing. She can kick with both feet. She's a confidence player. And she stands out. She wears two different boots. I mean, one white, one red, sometimes one blue, one black. She likes to stand out on the field, you know, and she will stand out with her play. She's incredible at selling a dummy, and she's an incredible finisher. I mean, left or right, 30 yards out, and she'll be very disappointed. Now, the thing with Fidelma is, and especially, I suppose, with all top athletes, there's a lot of a mental approach. If things aren't going right, Fidelma is capable of throwing the ties out of the pram and sulking a bit. But if she gets an early score and settles herself, she'll be the go-to person for Clare. And Fidelma's capable of kicking 2-6, 2-7 from play. And there was one moment in the National League final against Kildare. Clare got a free late on to force extra time, and with the clock running down in Parnell Park, there was a bit of drama and a bit of excitement, and Fidelma stood over it 35 yards out, and she started slapping her leg as if to say, don't let me down, leg. You know, she's one of these characters, and in fairness, she pinged it straight over the crossbar. She's an incredible talent, like, and she'd make any team in Ireland, be it the Meath All-Ireland champions, they'd gladly take her. She is that creme de la creme of a player, you know.
And we look forward to seeing her today in the Munster final. She got almost a bicycle style kick as well. It went fairly viral at the time. It was a brilliant piece of ingenuity. She had 3 or 4 players around her, threw it up and kicked her over her shoulder. You talked about her a little bit a second ago as well. Aoife Connolly, for people again who don't know, at 45 in ladies football is worth 2 points. She got 2 already this year, and what a weapon to have in your arsenal. Like, that is something that they can just pull out. Clare have to even be aware and very afraid almost of giving away a 45 today.
Absolutely. I mean, I don't think now at this stage I could go down and kick a 45. So, I mean, it's a huge weapon to have in your arsenal, as you said. And, it's worth 2 points because they're not seldom got. Most 45s, I know if Clare get a 45, they'll work it short. They might even go backwards to launch the attack. Whereas with Westmeath, have Aoife Connolly kicking them, even if she doesn't hit the target, she's going to get the distance. And, you know, a ball in around the danger zone. The only thing is, Sheafrey Connell, to me, is a Rolls Royce of a football player in at full back for Clare. I think she is top quality, and probably Fidelma will get the plaudits because attackers do. But to me, Sheafrey Connell is the best footballer this county's produced in a long time.
Sheafrey might be well known to people who are following ladies football on TG4 as well. She recently stepped up in front of the camera and has provided analysis on that, so you might recognise her face as you see her a little bit more. So both talented on and off the field, in fairness to Sheafrey. Both teams are coming out of Clare. We're first in for the team photo. They've gone off to our right now, and Westmeath are getting theirs done right now. They look like they'll starting to play from our left to right. We're not sure has the coin toss actually taken place yet, but we'll see how that goes in a minute. We're gone slightly behind schedule, but we will kick on. A lot of Clare people here are hoping to get this match in, and then of course be home for the hurling, which throws in at 4 o'clock. But we're nearly ready to go. To match referee here today is Kevin Corcoran from Mayo. Him and his team will try to get us underway now. I think Clare are trying to get one last little bit of instructions off their backroom team. I'm not sure he get time to do that, but we'll just see how things go now. As we mentioned, ideal conditions for football. We're expecting a good game here. Clare come into this with a 100% record. The last day out, they drew with Tyrone. As mentioned a few minutes ago, Westmeath, their season is a little bit more stop-start. Lost their first game to Antrim before beating Longford the last day out by 17 points. Longford, of course, yesterday were relegated down to junior, though. So they know today is going to be a much tougher test as we're about to go in and get ready. Both teams going into position. No major changes just yet, Derek. I don't know, have you spotted anything different from the programme? Any positional changes that are important just yet?
Not yet, but as soon as the ball throws, I can guarantee you Clare will rejink their line. You know, Fidelma's probably going to go in at the edge of the square. Indeed, she's already heading in there. There's one thing to notice though, Paul. It's physically Clare look a far bigger unit than Westmeath. And that'll be an important over the course of 60 minutes. And, you know, they'll probably look a bit better conditioned.
They do. They look sharp even in the warm-ups. They look sharp, and they look sharp now as they take on the ball. As Harvey, the team captain, getting on that one up to the edge of the D, passes that back outside as far as Blake. Blake takes that up around the 45, goes backwards with it before feeding it into Griffin. Griffin feeds that inside, and Clare do look sharp from the very off in as far as Griffey now. Larry Griffey takes that outside. He's been stood up, but they're recycling the ball well. They're trying to get the opening score of the game. That pass wasn't accurate, dropped short, and it's well picked up by the Westmeath defence. They had plenty players back there, and if there was any drop ball or anything like that, it was going to be gobbled up, and that's exactly what happened in this opening couple 35 seconds or so of this game. Cleared down the line there by Kiernan into a bit of space, but loads and loads of space, very easily picked up there back there by the Clare number 27. We mentioned her playing from the very start, Orla Devitt. She replaces number 7, Sinead Considine. Up now as far as the danger player. We talked about her 2 different colour boots she's wearing today, white and orange she's gone with. Here goes Marnin up to the edge of the D. She's gone into the D now. She thought about the shot. 4 Westmeath players coming in around her, which means there must be space outside. Blake has picked it up now. Blake takes a big tackle there. I think the player who put in the tackle came out at the worst though, and the ball is still there. The referee says play on. All is fair in championship at this stage, he seems to say, as that is bouncing in there, bouncing around, takes a couple of deflections, and it's actually gone out for a 45. It eventually came off Vicky Carr in the end. Lots to think about there in the opening stages.
Yeah, and you can already see the difference in approach. As soon as Westmeath overturned possession, they popped 2 passes and then they went for the kick pass. And I did say beforehand that they like to kick to the inside line. Clare are well aware of that. Dropped Quiva Harvey back and she stood there all in a row and picked up possession. And as soon as Clare got it, they ran down the centre with it and tried to get it to Fidelma. And Clare will do that all day, Paul. They'll run down the centre and hopefully keep players out wide. Laurie Ryan, who's experienced, vastly experienced, former Clare captain, she's only back in the fold after a season with Athlone Town. She'll keep the width and Clare will be dangerous going down the middle.
Chloe Maloney now with the 45. There was a couple. Quiva Harvey ran there maybe to get the short when she decides to go back and give it as far as Blake. Again, Blake, who's been fairly prominent in the opening couple of minutes of this game, she takes on again 2 Westmeath players come in on top of her, really trying to close down any bit of space back there. Clare will have to be patient. There's a discarded pair of gloves there around the 45. Hopefully they don't cause an obstruction as we go on. Plays that inside again. Harvey is up again, 6 on her back, but she's covering every blade of grass so far. Good running off the shoulder. Things have opened up there for Reedy. Reedy, can she get the shot away? A little unorthodox, but it's the opening score of today's game.
Aisling Reedy, yeah, Dora Barefoot player. She was outstanding in the last game against Tyrone. Clare had a slow start, but trailing 5 points to no score, and Aisling single-handedly dragged them back into the contest with 1-1. It's a game Clare probably should have won, but look, they got the desired draw to give them this home quarter-final, Paul.
They've started off well there. Reedy was nearly falling over as she struck that, but managed to get it accurately between the posts, and Westmeath now have a chance to maybe launch their first attack of this game. That's played down inside around the edge of the 45, picked up well there by Brundle. She plays it back. She was looking for support, but the ball doesn't go accurately. Clare do really well to pick that one up. I think it was back inside. There was Anya Keane who did enough there, and now we talked about it, the rolls right to this Clare team. It's up as far as Sheaferney Connell. She's still running on. She's looking for the return as she plays that one in as far as Marnin. Marnin is taking it on though. She doesn't need the support just yet. She's still going strong up to the 21. Marnin does a little dubby. It's opening up for her. Is she going to go over the goal? She does. Oh, what an effort, but just goes to the left and wide. But what an individual effort from 2 of the stars of this Clare team.
Unbelievable. Sheaferney Connell from her own inside her own 14-yard line made the run, kept running, which allowed Fidelma, but a dummy she sold, Paul. As I said, she has that, as Henri would say, that je ne sais quoi factor, you know, and she cut inside and really unlucky for it. Would have been a tremendous goal. Clare back on the attack. Griffey
now has it outside, not a brilliant kick out, and it puts Westmeath back under pressure. Here she goes, talking about her right foot, then she talked about her left foot, but she's gone back outside. She's looking for a bit of support, and up comes Harvey again. She's up to the edge of the D. She's looking around for options. Is she going to take it on herself? She takes another couple, 4 or 5 steps to give it out to Laurie Ryan. Laurie Ryan again sells a little bit of a dummy. Now Laurie is in. She's into the square. She passes outside. Chance of a goal here. Can it be finished? Yes, it can. Low and hard into the goals. Clare have been threatening for the last 4 or 5 minutes and eventually get the 3-pointer.
Yeah, and look, it all came from Westmeath. Kick out. They pressed high up, forced Westmeath, overturned possession inside the Westmeath half, swift hand pass, and as I said, Laurie Ryan, vastly experienced, sold to dummy and so unselfish, popped it to Chloe Maloney. She plays soccer for Peamount. She was never going to miss.
And it's really Clare coming on the attack again. It's Amy Sexton now. Amy Sexton again. She could have maybe taken on the shot, but she goes back outside again. And Clare just camped around that edge of the D, not making it easy for Westmeath to get out. They'll want to get as many scores up here as they can during this purple patch, they'll feel. Laurie Ryan picks it up again. Pivotal in that last goal move. Gives it on to Harvey now. Harvey again, who must have had more possessions of the ball so far than any other player in the field, I'd imagine. She gives it on. Has good support there coming in from Griffin. Griffin with a shot. It's low, but it's well taken there eventually by McCormack. The first time we've seen the Westmeath goalie get her hands on the ball as McCormack comes out of her own defence. She's still out there. She's going back now as Westmeath are trying to run this one out of their own defence. Just taking a couple of hand passes there. Just want to get every player maybe a touch on the ball at this stage. Tracy Dillon. Dillon has it. One of 3 sisters on today's starting 15. In fact, that's Vicky Carr. Vicky Carr goes to ground, but she played it off to Ram before she hit the deck. Rachel Dillon now has it. Rachel Dillon is fouled. And Westmeath just need to steady themselves. They need to work their way into this game.
They do. They're under immense pressure from the start, and they probably need a bout of possession. But you see, they're so into the kicking game that it's not conducive to retaining the ball. And Westmeath probably need to hold on to possession. They've been overturned again, and Clare are back on the attack, Paul.
Yeah, just as you say that, Derek, they were turned over, and it's Quiva Harvey again who has it, who's setting everything up. She has runners off her shoulders, left and right. One of them now is Anya Keane. Keane's up to the 45. Thought about going left, then cut into the right. Gives it into Fidelma Marnin again. Fidelma has it. There's 3 players players standing in front of her. She goes past two of them. Then she takes a shot in the right boot. The shot didn't look like it was on, but don't tell Fidelma Marnin that, because she can take any shot she wants.
Oh, Paul, I told you, she is just utter class. I mean, if a senior intercounty men's footballer kicked that over, you'd be getting a round of applause. She's 35 yards out. She jinked to the left. She bought herself that extra 2 seconds, pulled the trigger, and over the black spot.
6.5 minutes or thereabouts gone in this one. 1-2 to no score in favour of the home side Clare, and it has been all Clare in their full value for that 5-point win at the moment.
Yeah, Westmeath are in trouble here, Paul. I mean, again, they're struggling on their own kick out. They did get possession and then she double hopped it. I mean, Clare could make hay here in the opening 10-15 minutes and keep the pressure on. Westmeath needs something. They need to slow the game down, probably recycle possession for a while, get their hands in it, but at the moment they just can't get their hands on the football.
Yeah, Clare don't want to give up this possession. Now Blake has it again. She's on the 45, cuts back inside again. Loads of runners, loads of space. It's easily exploited. In by Griffin. Griffin gives that into Fidelma Marnin again. Fidelma 1-0 to goalie, jinks one way, and then has the easiest finish she might get this year. Really good team play, and it's Marnin who's at the end of it to just tap that one home.
Yeah, and again, Westmeath architects their own downfall, overturned in the middle. Quiva Harvey has the space of Cusick Park here. Trout in the centre, pops the hand pass, and again, Fidelma is one of those players, she is never going to miss. Sold the dummy, kicked it to an empty net. Westmeath are in serious trouble, but it's a fantastic start for Clare.
Yeah, Clare will be delighted. They have Westmeath have whatever bit of a breeze here. We see them down on the flags down on the touchline there. They're more or less dead, but they are going with Westmeath anytime they do kick up a bit. So they do need to get a couple of scores in this one, because things aren't going to get any better in the second half, you'd imagine, from a win point of view. Now Westmeath are kicking it. We did talk about that a few times. That is a lovely ball into space, and Westmeath need to exploit this. They need to get on the scoreboard here. Good ball inside. They're trying to play that in there as far as Jones. Jones doesn't get as well read there by Lenihan in the Clare goal. She came out, smothered that, picked that up, made sure it didn't go any further forward. And now again it's Harvey who's going to come out again for Clare, as we've mentioned many times. Oh, but she's turned over. Maybe she took her eye off the ball. It's well blocked down there by Hegarty. She feeds that in as far as Connolly. Eva Connolly, Westmeath's danger woman, with the left boot, and she's got it. She's got the opening score today for Westmeath, and badly they needed that one.
Badly, and in fairness to Eva Connolly, she took a leaf out of Marinin's book there. She sold the dummy to buy her the time. Lovely finish, but a massive score for Westmeath. They badly needed it.
Yeah, they'll be hoping to add a few more onto that. Probably try to pin Clare down inside their own full back line, but it hasn't worked just yet, as that one is played out into a bit of space, and there is a bit of space there in front of that Clare can run into. They can exploit. They have two players there running over on the far side of the field. There's plenty of players calling for Westmeath are slow maybe to get back, and it's worked its way up as far as Blake again. Blake again has too much space there around the edge of the D, you could argue. Into Maloney, already has a goal today. Into Marnin, who has 1-1 already there. She has the ball again. Is she thinking goal again? Yes, she is. That's number 2. 2-1 inside 9 minutes for the West Clare Gales player, and there's not a lot they can do to stop her.
No, look, she is unstoppable. And again, though, Westmeath, you see her sitting back. Wayne Freeman obsesses about ladies football. I think he's one of the top managers in the country. I think, he's done a remarkable job, but he told me last week that Westmeath would kick, they'll suit us, they'll give us back the ball, we'll run at them, we'll open gaps and we'll score. And so far he's been prophetic, but anytime Clare get the ball, Westmeath drop back, allow Clare time to build their attack, and when you have a quality player like Marinin inside, all she needs is a sniff and she will take her chance.
Freeman, of course, came down. He was a loud manager last year, came down to Kildare native, brought his team down with him, has really done absolutely great things with Clare football in the last couple of months. But now it's Westmeath. Now Westmeath want to get going. A good kick pass inside, and Gare good running off the shoulder there from Ruan. Ruan has it now up to the edge of the D. She has runners left and right if she wants to use them. Chooses one on her left, and Westmeath need to get something from this. That is a good ball into space out there as far as Blundell. Blundell has it. Look at the space she has. For some reason it just opens up for her. Now they're going to exploit it. Westmeath need a goal here. Will they get it? Goes to ground there. It looked like Eva Connolly was fouled, and the referee was left in no doubt there. Kevin Corcoran points to the spot, and it's going to be a penalty.
Yeah, and in fairness to Blundell, I mean, she was cool there. She saw the space opened up, and unselfish. She knew her team needed a goal. You know, even at this early stage, you're trailing by 10 points. You need something, and this could be the spark that could ignite a Westmeath comeback. Amy Lenihan's a fine keeper, but you know, look, this is a huge kick here for Westmeath. Full forward, Anna Jones. She's their goal machine.
So here she goes. Oh, she's missed it. She went low. She was trying to place it into the corner, but she hit it to the left and wide. She got a goal the last day out against Longford. She's got 1-6 in the intermediate final back in 2021, but she's yet to score today. They needed it.
That's a let off for Clare, in fairness. And I mean, she went for precision over power. And for me, a penalty at this stage, 11 yards out, it should be all about power. But she tried to side foot it into the corner. And look, Clare are back on the attack again already.
Yeah, Clare looking to punish immediately. They won't be happy to have conceded a penalty. They'll be delighted it didn't cost them anything on the scoreboard. But now they want to maybe ram that down the Westmeath players' throats and get another score. It's Maloney again has a goal already in this game. Now she's up to the HD. She has Martin again. Is she going to try and get another score from here? She is, but she's half blocked, but it might work out from a Clare perspective. It's still there, still a chance of a score, and from a very difficult angle it's shot, but that one just goes to the right and wide. Not an easy angle, but still just so much danger every time Clare go towards that goal.
Yeah, every time Clare attack down the centre, Westmeath are drawn in, and it's a play that Clare will be using all day. They'll suck numbers into the centre and pop it to a runner out wide, and it was a ridiculous shot, let's be honest, from an acute angle, but Clare are comfortable at the moment, and that penalty, can Westmeath respond? They need a score or two, just even a pint, Paul, just to settle them, but they're being overturned once more. Clare are ravenous in the tackle. Absolutely.
Anna Jones is on the ball there for Westmeath, trying to set things up, but she's turned over, and it's Caoimhe Harvey once again, who's right there in the middle of Cusack Park. No one coming near her really, so she can keep taking on the ball. Went 40 yards there maybe before anyone came against her, and Clare have won themselves a free, and Westmeath just giving them way too much space in there around that middle third. Clare able to exploit it. Loads of runners coming from every angle, very hard to defend, and Marna now, who's come out the field a little bit, just give that full back line a bit of a break as she comes back out here around the 65, just taking a couple of solos, taking a couple of hops. 3-2 to a point, her side lead in this just over 12 minutes gone in this one. Laurie Ryan now has it. Laurie Ryan decides to go back one way, went one way, then the other, completely through Ruhan off there with her step. She still has the ball. The banner woman, she's past her player again. Now she's up to the 21, has the board outside from Griffey. Griffey picks it up now. She's again been stood up. Where is she thinking of going? She's looking to play it inside, you'd imagine. Reedy is calling for her. Reedy does eventually get it. Now she's on the edge of the, now she has the confidence to take that on. Has the power. Does she have the accuracy? She doesn't, but again, Clare working well, getting the angles right and then just getting the shots off.
Yeah, and look, again, do you see the experience of Laurie Ryan? Laurie's a former captain, as I said, but she has this talent and it's a skill. She knows how to hit the lines and hit them hard. She accelerates into contact, whereas a lot of players stay at the same pace. Laurie's very hard to stop because she will burst through the contact and set up attacks.
Westmeath now, 3 players get their hands on the ball before it works her up as far as Blundell. Blundell has it now. Where's she going to go? A little punt pass forward in as far as Aoife Connolly. Aoife has it again. Foul for a penalty a minute ago. Still Aoife on the ball. Come back onto her left foot. Can she get the shot away? It's going to drop. Ooh, that could have dropped dangerously. It went over the bar. But Aoife Connolly is dangerous, and that's something the Westmeath players and management must be saying. We'll get the ball into Aoife and hopefully she can take us back into contention.
Yeah, in fairness, look, she's had 2 points from play. She's been fouled for the penalty. She's obviously their go-to player. And Wayne Freeman, I can see him already. I think he switched Orla Devitt back from wing back to pick up Connolly and see can they curb her influence.
Short kick out there from Clare. They work it between 3 or 4 players before it comes out here to this near side of the field, and it's Keane who's taking that over the 45. In fact, it was Grania Harvey. Grania Harvey goes back there. Her sister playing there, number 6 Caoimhe, goes back as far as Blake, who has 14 in their back but is all the way back the field. All these Clare players comfortable playing all over the field as Sheafern Cunnell takes that one up again, gives it out as far as Keane. Keane uses the width of the pitch here to feed that up as far as Louise Griffin now. Griffin has it. Again, none of the Clare players in a huge panic there. They seem to have plenty of time every time they get on the ball. Can look up, can decide what they're going to do with it and just hold on to possession again. Blake has it now. She's looking around. A real heads-up football from this Clare team in its early stages. 3-2 to 2 points is what the scoreboard says. We've got 14 minutes gone in this one, and it has been all Clare, and Wade Freeman will definitely be happy with how things are going at the moment. Again, it's Fidelma Marnin all the way back here, just crossing the 65 as we speak. She has Caoimhe Harvey if she wants to use her, decides I don't need you just yet, then plays on the ball into a bit of space. That's a good ball. She's looking for a return. Fidelma gets the return. There's a couple of players running inside. Anya Keane is the one she's targeting, but that was well read there by the Westmeath defence. They managed to turn that over and stop anything else happening. It looked like it was Blundell who was back there who did well to stop that one. Now Westmeath maybe have a chance if they can work the ball quickly. It's going in there. They're going to kick it inside, and there is space if they can work something from this into Anna Jones. Now Anna has it. She missed a penalty a couple of minutes ago. Can she get a score here? She's up to the 14. She shoots. She goes low, but again she's hit it to the left and wide. 2 goal chances, and again they needed that.
Oh, yeah, look, I mean, in fairness to her, she did go for the jugular. She went for the far corner. Yeah, she probably should have taken another step and fisted it over the bar. I mean, you've got to eat into this lead, eat in slowly. The clock is not their enemy at the moment. They have plenty of time, but opportunities like that, 15 minutes gone, you kick it over the bar or fist it over. Clare back on the attack yet again.
And that's a dangerous ball going in over the top. Is it going to be the goalie? Is it going to be the Clare player? It's the goalie who comes out. Really well played there by McCormick. She had to be brave. I think it was Maloney who was closing down there. But out came Lauren McCormick, just closed things down and has won her side a free out. It's going to be taken pretty quickly there. Lucy Power now picks it up for Westmeath. Westmeath just have to be a little bit more alert. They have to be a little bit more agile, I suppose, because this Clare team is very, very good and it's exploiting any chance they do get. They're making it work for them. That one is knocked out as far as Dillon now. Rachel Dillon takes a couple of hops, has support. That one's a good one up there as far as Hegarty now. Karen Hegarty, 22 in her back, crosses the 45. Still Hegarty on the ball, has options, plays it in. Nice little volley there across by Sarah Dillon. Couldn't get her hand to the side, throw a boot at it, but couldn't control it. And possession has been lost. And again, time for Clare just to go back, just to maybe take the sting out of that Westmeath attack, and they go again.
Yeah, and look, Clare are glad to hold on to the ball. Westmeath seem to be in a rush to do everything, Paul. As soon as they're in the attacking zone, they're looking to kick it again, And look, it's a good attribute to have the kicking game, but you have to be able to mix it up, because a one-trick pony never wins you a match.
And the kick pass, and we just talked about there, Clare, the one putting on a show now. Cueva Harvey and Anya Keane work the ball up here now, up as far as Fidelma Marin on the edge of the D. She's looking at the post. She could take it on from there if she wants. What's she going to do? She was maybe a little bit slow there and was forced into giving not a great pass. As well turned over there by Ruan of Westmeath. Now Westmeath need to get going. They don't have a huge amount of players to target with this one. One of them is Anna Jones. Anna has it now. She gets the ball eventually, but there's no real options. She's looking inside. There's only one player to hit. She's trying to hit her. Has she managed to hit her? Yes, she has. She's managed to hit Sarah Dillon. Sarah has it now. But again, she's looking up. She needs support. There's no one there. There's no one ahead of her. She's going to have to take this on herself or wait for reinforcements. She's going to have to wait for these reinforcements. They're slow enough to get there. Westmeath again now have it. Is the shot going to come from Sarah Dillon? She's come out maybe 10 or 15 yards. Now she plays soccer style ball across to Rowan. Rowan picks it up, edge of the D, feeds that on, and Westmeath are going to get the shot off there from Vicky Carr. Vicky with a shot. But Vicky's shot again goes to the left and wide.
Yeah, Paul, that's their third wide now, and look, they really need, when you're trailing by, they're trailing by 9 points. They need to be, their shooting efficiency. Missed a penalty, another goal chance, plays wide, and now a point chance. 3 wides at this level with that much space and time in the ball is not good enough.
They'll need to get the next couple of scores because Clare are punishing every chance they get. Here goes Cueva Harvey again. She goes back inside. You can hear the instructions from Wayne Freeman on the side, and he hasn't stopped giving those instructions the whole way through this game. Up as far as Shifrani Connell. Now she has it again. She's taking it up there to the 65, plays that back outside. Again, now Clare just seem to me maybe just weighing up their options for a couple of seconds, seeing what's going to develop in front of them. They know they have that 9-point cushion, so they can afford to do this. Not a brilliant pass. Amy Sexton loses out there to Rachel Dillon. Rachel gets that now and plays it in to Anna Jones. But so much for Anna to do. She's in there. She has the ball, but there's no one really within 10 or 15 yards of her. Now she gets some support. Now she lays it. Now things have opened up though. Westmeath have a chance. Bearing down a goal. Couple of players inside. The ball goes across. Can it be punched home? It can't. Sarah Dillon, the ball was maybe slightly too high. Not enough pace in it. And again, that Clare scoreboard or the Westmeath scoreboard remains unchanged.
Yeah, but look, you have to credit Shifrani Connell there. I mean, she watched it all the way across. No foul. She didn't play the person, didn't give it, she kept her eye on it, got a vital touch, as cool as you like, Shifrani Connell. Chance from Westmeath here from a free. It's an acute angle, but look, they badly need this score.
They really do. Aoife Connolly has 2 already, both from play. She's going with her left from the free. Not an easy angle. She makes that look very easy as she strikes that over. Number 3 for her, and she's keeping her side in this, but she needs a bit of support.
Yeah, and look, that's a super point in fairness off her left peg. And look, you have to credit Kevin Corcoran here. I mean, we're 18, 19 minutes in, and that's the first score from a place ball. We've had a very entertaining opening 20 minutes. All scores coming from play. The referee's letting the game flow. He's not pulling silly frees, which can happen a lot in ladies football, and it is a great spectacle, and it's even better spectacle when it's loud flow.
Absolutely, up and down the field, great flow to this game. That one is going back as far as Linehan now. Linehan is looking up. She gets the support of Cueva Harvey, who must put in 10, 20,000 steps, you'd imagine, in the game. She does super work up and down the field. She picks that one up again and just starts the attack in as far as Fidelma Martin now. Fidelma has it. 3 Westmeath players come in on top of her. She gives it up as far as Laurie Ryan now. Laurie has it now. Takes a couple of solos. Confidence from Laurie. She plays that back inside. Clare hold on to possession. They may have lost a lot of yardage there, but they still have the ball, and they've worked it up again. Up as far as Blake now. Tina Blake plays it on. It works its way in as far as Griffin now. Griffin over to 45. Takes a bit of a shoulder there. The referee says, yeah, that's not allowed. So it's going to be a free in.
Yeah, and again, Clare are happy to reset anytime. If it's not on, they'll patient, they'll go back, they'll reset their troops, and they'll work it again down the middle. You can see they're willing to go straight down at the jugular. If they suck in the Westmeath traffic, they'll pop it out wide. And as you can see, Clare are hugging both touch lines. You can even see the corner back here is pushing right up, and it just gives them width. And if you look at her on the run here, just to your left, great ball to Marinan, score
now,
guaranteed.
Absolutely. We were talking about Anya Keane making a run up the left. She wasn't needed. When you've got Fidelma Marinan, an easy little pop pass inside to her. That's 2-2 for her for the day by my reckoning. What have we played? Just 20 minutes.
Yeah, look, she's just phenomenal. And 2-2, I can guarantee you she'll add another 5 or 6 points before this game is over.
Oh, you don't want to hear that if you're a Westmeath supporter, but that might be the reality of it, unfortunately. Now here comes Westmeath on the ball again, working it out of their own defence up to the 45. We mentioned they have whatever bit of a breeze is there. Westmeath do have it in this first half. That is a lovely pass over the top. It's well picked up. Now Westmeath can exploit this again if they can just kick it in quickly. That's exactly what they've worked out of this. Good ball off the shoulder there. Tracy Dillon now. Tracy has it. Hegarty's outside her. Hegarty now in a bit of space. What's she going to go? On her right boot she goes with this shot. Maybe slightly off angle as she shot that one, and it goes to the left and wide. And we've seen that almost exact shot happen 2 or 3 times already in this game.
Yeah, that's their 4th wide now. And again, look, and for the sake of repeating myself, but Westmeath need to be a bit more clinical. You have, especially when you're chasing the game, every single opportunity must be converted, because Clare will take a short kick out, as you see here, and they'll work it slowly up until they get into the scoring zone, and then they'll pop it to either Marinan or Maloney.
They can afford to do that with the lead they have at the moment. 3-3 to 3 points. Clare come again. Pan pass over the top to Anya Keane, who's mad to get into the game, mad to get her name on the scorer by the looks of things. Reedy has gone to ground. A tangle of legs, says the referee, says it wasn't a deliberate trip there. Reedy gets up and picks up the ball again, though. In fairness to the Westmeath player who fouled her or possibly fouled her, Ruhan said, alright, here, I'll give you another chance to pick up the ball. And now there is a free in to Clare on the edge of the D.
Yeah, Paul, it was a bit of a strange one, because I don't think that was a free, but the first one was definitely a free. I'd say Kevin just said to himself, look, I'll do the right thing here. The next bit of contact will give a free. But Fidelma will have a go at this, like, guaranteed.
As we mentioned, she's 2-2 for the day. She's on the edge of the D. We've about 8 minutes or so left of this first half. So here goes Fidelma. She was on the Division 3 Team of the Year, of course, for her performances in the league. Clare's top scorer in the league with 520. Here she goes again, looking for 2-3 for the day. Has she managed to get it? Why would we even question her? Of course she has got it. Another good score from her. Again, Westmeath just need to get a break, because they're just not getting away with anything today.
That's just quality, though. I mean, she just took one step back, pinged straight over the black spot. Westmeath gone short here from the kick out. Oh, they're lucky to get that free, because they were in trouble.
Referee said the hand came in on the back, but yes, they would have been in quite amount of trouble if that hadn't happened. Now they get going again. Good solid hand pass forward there. Westmeath look like they might be trying to do something here with Vicky Carr. Vicky on the ball now. Granddaughter to Galway great Sean Purcell, of course. She plays that across the field, and there is a bit of space on the far side of the field. Chloe Kelly has it. Chloe gives that back inside as far as Vicky, who started this move. Vicky, big tackle coming in from behind. Cueva Cahill could be in trouble. She went off her feet, rugby tackle style, in on top of that. Is the referee going to his pocket for that one? Seemed a little bit over the top with that kind of a tackle. Cueva Cahill just didn't want Vicky Carr going any further forward.
Yeah, Cueva Cahill, though, is a top young player. She's still minor. I mean, she's on the Clare minor camogie set up, the Clare minor ladies team, and as soon as the leaving cert finished, Wayne Freeman called her into the squad. She came on as a substitute against Tyrone, and now she's making her championship actual debut. She's top quality.
And there's Aoife Connolly. We talked about the boot she has before this game, and you can see it there. Absolutely.
That's an incredible kick, Paul. In fairness, a badly needed score for her side, but what a kick.
And that's her 4 points of the day. 2 from freeze and 2 from play for Aoife Connolly. 3-4 to 4-4. I was going to say just those 3 goals. 3 goals hard got. 3-4 to 4 points in this one. 5 minutes or a little long with it left in this first half. Goes back outside. Westmeath now starting to build again. They're going through somewhat of a maroon patch, we'll call it, as opposed to a purple patch as they come on the ball. Things have opened up around the edge of the D. That's dropped inside to Connolly again. Just got the free. The goal's at her mercy. Is she going to go? Yes, she does. She had to take that on. She took it on. Left boot. Looked confident. There was no saving that from Aoife Lenihan either.
Yeah, and look, in fairness, Paul, this all came from the fact that Westmeath pushed up on the Clare kick out, didn't allow him go short. It was the first time Lenihan went long. It's the first time Westmeath overturned the Clare kick out. One hand pass ball in the back of the net. So that's something for Westmeath to be looking at. They can't concede the kick out to Clare, because if they do, Clare will be patient in the build up. They'll suck the life out of the clock and they'll go down the middle. Push up on Clare if I was the Westmeath manager, force them to kick it long, and you're suddenly in a 50-50 game. And that goal all came from a Clare kick out.
Absolutely, and there's very little in it now. lost at 3-4 to 1-4. Just 6 points in this game now, despite Clare's dominance. Another score or two for Westmeath before half time, and it puts a different complexion on the game. But it goes into Martin now again. She'll be hoping to get things going again from a Clare perspective on that scoreboard. Here she comes inside onto her right boot. Not an easy angle. Two players closing her down, and that one has gone to the left and wide.
Yeah, and the wides are mounting up now for Clare. That's 4 wides apiece. But look, aren't we being treated to some spectacular scoring here? Aoife Connolly with 1-4, Fidelma Marinan with 2-2. I mean, we have 2 champagne forwards out here.
Absolutely.
And, you know, on a glorious Sunday, what more would you want?
That's what we want. Kelly Boyce Jordan now on the ball for Westmeath. She fists that one forward into far as Tracy Dillon now. Westmeath trying to learn from what they got out of that goal from Aoife Connolly, how to attack this Clare defence, and it's knocked inside to Anna Jones, who has been lively. She's out in front, 2 Clare players near her. She has the ball, bounce the ball over, still going strong. Jones into round of 14, into the 21, turns to the right boot. I think that might have just headed to the left and wide. Maybe she did a couple other options, but Westmeath are definitely starting to come into this a little bit more.
Yeah, Westmeath have owned the last 5 minutes, in fairness to them, and look, that goal has given them, you know, a lifeline and giving them some confidence. And as you can see now, look, they're trying to push up on the Clare kick out, because they look, it's gone short. Clare will build from the back here.
This is something they've been doing since the start of this game. That one wasn't accurate though. Maybe we're putting the commentators' curse on them, because it gives Westmeath a chance to build here, and it's taken quickly. It's knocked into Anna Jones. Anna has it, gathers that really well. Anna's looking at the goals. She goes low. Just didn't have the power on it. It just didn't strike her foot right at all, and it made it much easier for Amy Lenihan. But again, it gives that Westmeath and the Clare management something to think about. Now the ball still isn't clear. A good hand comes in there. Westmeath, can they get something before the half-time break? Knocked outside. Aoife Connolly. Aoife with the left, and Aoife off the post and in. And this game has been turned on its head.
What a goal. Aoife Connolly doesn't need to be asked twice. Again, Clare architects of their own downfall there. You know, too many mistakes. Pop tempest, ball overturned in the scoring zone, and that's the key to ladies football. If you can overturn possession inside in your opponent's scoring zone, you're one pass away from the ball in the back of the net. But what a finish from Connolly, in off the post, unstoppable.
2-4 now to 1-4. Just a goal in this game. We were talking 9 and 10 points a few minutes ago. Now we're down to 3. Could we be down to 2 as this one comes again? Rachel Dillon, is she thinking goal? No, she's not. She does the sensible thing, knocks it over, and we're down to a 2-point game with 3 minutes left in this first half.
Oh, who would have thought it? I mean, look, you go to the 22nd minute, Clare leading 3-4 to 3 points. There's 10 in it. We're now down to 2. Westmeath have hit, what did you describe it as, a maroon patch? They have scored, 2-1 in 5 minutes, and we have a championship quarter final on our hands, Paul.
And it looks like the Clare management might be making a change. It looks like Sinead Considine.
Clare are suffering here on their own kickouts.
They're back again, and look at the chance that has opened up again for Westmeath. Can they get something from this? Oh, it's Hegarty, and Hegarty finds the net. What a turnaround for this game. 3-5 to 3-4, and Westmeath now lead.
Unbelievable stuff. I mean, no one, and I do mean anyone watching it or anyone who knows anything would have predicted this. But again, you have to credit Westmeath, you have to credit Finneran here on the line. He got his team to push up and force on the Clare kick out, and all the Westmeath scores in the last 5 minutes have come from Clare errors from their own kick out, because they can't secure possession.
Brave by Finneran there and the Westmeath team to all push forward, but as Derek has said, there has really worked out from 3-5 to 3-4. Now this game really has been turned on its head, and we saw maybe something similar in Croke Park yesterday with Nicky Quaid going down when things weren't going so well. Clare also have, seems like maybe a contact lens issue here around the 45, which will do them no harm at all.
We won't be doing the Nicky Quaid net now, Paul, in fairness. No, look, Clare do need to get into the half-time dressing room and regroup. It's been an incredible turnaround by Westmeath, absolutely incredible. Down by 10 points to suddenly lead by 1 with 2 minutes left on the clock basically. It's remarkable stuff, but that's the thing about this, when you have quality forwards inside. Aoife Connolly, what a display from her. And Rachel Dillon chipped in with a point, and then Sinead Hegarty, who wasn't due to start, she replaced Joanna Quinn before Troy. I think she's on holidays in Cyprus or something, I'm hearing. And what a finish into the top corner. Look, Clare have secured possession, and Caoimhe Harvey will not lose it. And
that is something Clare need to do. It's what they had for the first 25 odd minutes of this game, and it worked out for them. Now they've worked up to Blake again, who took this up very deep inside her own defence, but she's worked it all the way up to the edge of the D and has won her side a free that Fidelma Marinan, we'd imagine, will stand over, and this will steady the ship from a Clare perspective, and if she scores it will be all square again. But you saw there exactly what you've been talking about since the start of this game, Derek, when Clare managed to get their own possession from the kick-out, worked it up to Caoimhe Harvey, what we've seen for the umpteenth time today, and they've managed to work it up into another scoring position.
Yeah, look, once Clare secure possession from their own kick-out, that's their launching pad, because they're patient in the build-up. They will go down the middle then, and they'll play the running game. Westmeath, to their credit, pushed up on the Clare kick-out and forced Matt. This is a huge point for Clare. I didn't think you'd be saying that 5 minutes ago.
Well, I think Fidelma didn't catch that as she would have liked. Has that gone? It has gone over the crossbar.
Now,
Our view up here.
Paul, how could you doubt Fidelma Marinan? In fairness, I mean, what a score! And would you believe a badly needed score for Clare?
Absolutely. How dare I question her? 2-4 she has now for the day. 3-5 to 3-5. And what a game we've been treated to here today in Cusack Park in Ennis. As Westmeath come again, Rachel Dillon, they want to go in. They want to lead at half time now after all the work they put in the last couple of minutes. That's played down the near side. It's got a touch come in there. Really good touch there by Grania Harvey. She has it now, shows good strength there as Sarah Dillon wasn't letting her out easy. And it's Clare now who have it back as far as Quiva Harvey. Quiva has it now, the captain of this ship. As she takes it out, she's heading away from us here in the stand. Cuts back inside now to a more central position. Couple of players calling for it, but there's not as much space as there was 5 or 10 minutes ago for this Clare defence to come out and exploit. Griffin now has it. Griffin again took a tackle there. She plays it on to Blake. Now Blake has it. There is space in front of Blake if she wants to run into it. That's exactly what she's doing at the moment. Still Blake on the ball. There is players inside calling for it. One of them is Amy Sexton. It's in as far as Sexton. The shot is on if she wants to take it, but it looks like she's going to go back outside and try and work something different from this angle. The Westmeath defence will be delighted about that. There was a chance there for Sexton if she wanted to take it on.
There was, but look, she's not renowned for her shooting. She's more like recycling. Kevin Corcoran's called half. What a pulsating half of football. Who would have thought it? 3-5 apiece, and incredible. And we've had out of those 3, that's 6 goals, 10 points. We've only had 4 frees. I mean, so we're looking at 3-6 from play. Oh, it's remarkable. What a display by both sides. I think Westmeath will probably obviously be the happier of the two going in at half time, because Clare will be asking themselves questions. The only thing is Clare will be playing in the scoring goal. This is the scoring goal that Westmeath were in the first half, and they will have the aid of a wind, but I think this will go right down to the wire, because we have 2 top forwards on display. Aoife Connolly for Westmeath, Fidelma Marinan for Clare, and what an exhibition both have given.
Absolutely. Aoife Connolly, just to recap there, she has 2-4 from that first half. Fidelma Marinan has 2-4 also from that first half by my reckoning.
It's like Rocky versus Apollo Creed here. This is going to go to 15 round.
There's absolutely nothing separating them either, because Marinan has 2 from free, so does Connolly, and the rest from play. So what a game, what a first half we've had. And if we get half a good game in the second half, it'll be something to behold. We're going to take a quick commercial break here. So the half-time score is Clare 3-5, Westmeath 3-5. We'll be back very shortly with full coverage of the second half.
Point for Clare. I didn't think you'd be saying that 5 minutes ago.
Well, I think Fidelma didn't catch that as she would have liked. Has that gone? It has gone over the crossbar.
No,
Our view up. Welcome back to Cusick Park here in Ennis. If you're just joining us, you missed a cracking first half. The half-time score, Clare 3-5, Westmeath 3-5. Clare were the dominant team for the first 22, 23, 24 minutes even, and then Westmeath just really came back into it, got their couple of goals, and we were all square going in at half-time. Clare are back out for the second half. Don't seem to have any changes. Still delighted to be joined in the commentary box by Derek Dormer. Derek, what do you think was said to the Clare players at half-time?
Oh, I wouldn't like to be a fly in the wall there. I mean, Clare were in cruise control, leading by 10. Westmeath hit 3-2 in a 6-minute patch. I think it'll be more of the same though. Wayne Freeman is a calm character. I think Clare were in complete control, but you have to credit Westmeath. They realised that they had to push up on the Clare kick-out. And I know, people will think at home like, oh, it's just a kick-out. But restarts in the modern game are huge. If you can secure possession from your own kick-out, you have control of the ball. If you have control of the ball, the opposition can't score. And Clare like to build from the back. And as you saw with Caoimhe Harvey, they like to get it to Caoimhe, because, I wouldn't want to be the GPS counter on her jersey, because I'd say she's covered every blade of grass. Westmeath will be delighted with their comeback. It'll be interesting to see what Clare will do with the kick-out, because they have the wind. Amy Linehan can go long, but any time they've gone long, Westmeath have overturned it. So I think Clare will stick to their project, or their process of trying to get it short, get it to the runner Caoimhe. If they can do that, Clare will win. If Westmeath can overturn the Clare kick out, Westmeath would win, and that's what it's going to come down to in this second half. Will be the Clare kick out. It
sounds very simple, but it's going to have huge ramifications for the game. And we've just noticed how the wind has kicked up considerably, and it is going to be favouring Clare. You'd imagine now it is kind of swirling. It's heading from diagonally down into our bottom right hand corner, we'll call it, and the scoring goals, as you call it, in the first half, Derek. And it does look like Clare are going to have that wind to assist them, as if they needed anything else. I suppose they have the home crowd, they had that couple of goals in that first half, and now it looks like they have the wind as well.
Yeah, and look, Fidel McMahon, as you know, as you've seen from what she can do, but with that wind, she can start kicking them from inside, the 40, she can start kicking them from there. Chloe Maloney will be able to come out and kick them from there. So, look, you'd still have to make Clare favourites, because they control the game for so long. But Westmeath have a superstar inside in Aoife Connolly, and look, we're being treated to two virtuoso performances of kicking from Fidel McMahon and from Aoife Connolly. But look, I wouldn't be surprised if Sheafern Connell does a man marking job, or a woman marking job I should say, on Aoife Connolly. But look, that's why I'm up here and Wayne Freeman is down there. I'm only here to give my opinion. But Westmeath seem to be taking their time coming out. That could be a tactic by Finnernan. I think we're in for a cracking game. Normally I'd want this to go on forever, but if there's extra time here today, we'll have to get a helicopter to Croke Park.
Aoife Connolly there, interestingly enough, 3-7 she had in the championship coming into today's game. Fidelma Marnin was, I think, the only one who's ahead of her in the scoring championships. That's across senior, intermediate and junior. Fidelma had 2-19 coming into today. Aoife had 3-7. So both these players are really bringing that form in and continuing on their exquisite scoring record, 2-4 apiece for the two of them in that first half. As we mentioned, Westmeath are taking their time. Is there going to be a lot of changes to that team? They had made one change before the team started. Johanna Quinn was taken out, and in her place was put in there number 22. Karen Hegarty replaced her of Mullingar Shamrocks. That was the only change there. So will there be other ones now? Will be interested to see. Johanna, I believe, is on her honeymoon, is what we've been hearing just around before the match threw in. But
she's probably watching it out in her honeymoon. But in fairness, the player who came in to replace her, what a finish for the goal! What an incredible finish into the top corner. And look, if you to look at it overall, Westmeath did miss a penalty. And did take the lead for the one and only time in the 29th minute. But again, come at the hour, come at Fidel Mesh, lands a free from 35 yards to get Clare parity going into the dressing rooms. I think, I just think we're in for another cracking half. It'll be interesting to start. Can Westmeath prevent Clare from getting a start like they did at the beginning of the match? That'll be crucial, because I do feel if Clare can get a start here, they won't make the same mistakes, and they've learned to manage the game, and game management will come into it, whether that is the Nicky Quaid style of going down and killing the clock. But look, we'll see now, is there any changes? I don't expect there to be any changes, because there was none on Clare. And hang on, we have 17 coming in for Westmeath.
Looks like Mary Dunn, 17 is in there for Westmeath.
And it looks like the cornerback number 2 is not coming out. So 17
that's
for
Lara
2.
McCartan. Looks like she has done her job for today. And just looking out there, and maybe is there number 22 was already on, so if you're looking seeing her, Karen Haggerty was already there. And if you're, I'm not a meteorologist, but there does seem to be a change in the weather in the last couple of minutes, and there's a couple of drops even coming as I say that. So I think we might
bring the rain on us. Don't bring the rain.
I think it might be coming, unfortunately, whether we like it or not. But that might also have an effect on the game. So we will see. Thunderstorms were forecasted earlier in the day. They haven't happened, and let's hope they stay away for another half an hour or so. And we continue to have a fantastic feast of ladies football here in front of us as Clare come back on the attack there. Again, they've worked the ball down the field, trying to get something early days in this game for their side. They've just managed to keep it now between the 45 and the 65, and it's Caoimhe Harvey who has it once again. She plays a good arrowed ball inside with intent on that one. It's Fidelma Marnin. Is she going to open her account for the second half? 2-4 in the first half, and she can make that 2-5 now, and they've started the way they started in the first half.
Yeah, only 20 seconds gone in. Clare, patient, spotted Caoimhe Harvey again, and when Caoimhe got it, what a lovely foot pass into space to Marnin. Took one step to the left, kicked it off her right. It was never going anywhere else over the bar.
Her side take the lead once again. Rachel Dillon now. Rachel has a point from that first half, but she's lost the ball, just like I say. Chloe Maloney, who has a goal from the first half, manages to dispossess her, and she has the ball now, and she looks up. Good left boot kick pass inside. We might see a lot more of that from Clare in the second half as they have the breeze. It's won by Laura Griffey, but she loses it just at the last minute. Good play there, but it looks like it was Blundell.
I think she threw it. Yeah, referee having Corkin is signalling for a throw, and Fidelma, I'm not going to put a comment. I am going to put a commentary. She is going to kick this over.
Well spotted there by Derek Dormer to spot that throw ball, and the referee agreed with him. So it is going to be a chance for Fidelma Marnin to get her first one from a free in the second half. Or the way the two players are standing there, is it going to be a throw ball potentially? Looks like, no, the two players are just making sure it's in the right. The Westmeath players are making sure she took it from the right spot. Didn't want to give Fidelma any more of an advantage. She feels she's good enough. She can take it from where the foul was committed. So just about 5 or 6 yards from the edge of the. Here goes Fidelma. 2-5 already today. Will it be 2-6? The breeze looks to have caught that. Hard to tell from this direction, but the umpire down there waved that.
There's course again, Paul. Yeah, I should have said nothing.
She won't be thanking you for that one when she watches this back. So the score remains 3-6 to 3-5 in favour of the home side Clare. Go short with that kick out there now, and Westmeath have a chance. It looks like Blundell has come back to field. She has 11 on her back, but has come deep to pick up this ball anyway. She ran into a bit of traffic there, wasn't quite sure what to do. Rachel Dillon now picks it up. Rachel has it. A hand came in there, but she managed to dance past it, and Westmeath managed to get their attack going again. Good work, 3 or 4 players involved in that. Vicky Carr now. Vicky Carr has it. Vicky Carr fists that on now. She's waiting for a turn. She doesn't get it just yet, as it's Kelly who has it. Chloe Kelly up to the edge of the 45, decides to come back then inside, tries to get a bit of support there. Kelly Boyce Jordan now has it. Boyce Jordan plays that inside. That is a good, intelligent, accurate pass inside, and Westmeath have opened things up. There's runners left and right in as far as Connolly again. Aoife Connolly's trying to get away. 3 players come in on top of her, managed to turn her over. There was goal on her mind there, it got through, but good defender from Clare.
What a tackle, Paul. She, Connell, stood her ground, a hand in, no foul, played the ball, dispossessed the attacker, and put Clare back into possession. And Clare will settle here, keep the ball, and wait for Caoimhe Harvey.
Absolutely, the margin for error there was so small. If that had been slightly mistimed, they were in for another penalty. Absolutely fantastic defender from a Clare perspective, and we hear the thunder rolling in across us now, just as we predicted a couple of seconds ago. So we are expecting a bit of a downpour in a couple of minutes, but here comes a downpour from Westmeath as they run over and back with this one. Good ball back as far as Rachel Dillon. I think her brain was maybe working faster than her body there. She was thinking one thing, but the ball fell out of her hands, and then a foul was committed and it's a free out.
Yeah, she touched her on the ground, but great pressure from Laurie Ryan, and I think Clare have dropped Laurie back into defence. When Laurie was captain of Clare, she was centre back. She can play anywhere, but I think they've dropped her back into defence to shore it up, and Clare will be hoping for a slow build up. I think that's, get it to Caoimhe, as we see she's on the ball now, and slow the game down. And Westmeath like to play it at a faster pace. Clare like to be a bit more patient.
Anya Key now back as far as Lenihan now. She has it again. A couple of players out to her left. One of them is Orla Devitt. Orla Devitt, who started today's game despite wearing number 27. She fists that one forward, and Clare coming at pace again as they work it here in the near side in front of us. Griffin now has it. Griffin over the 65. Couple of players inside calling for what is she going to go. She's coming to the ball herself. The PE and Irish teacher works this one in, kicks that right boot, and inviting ball into space. It's caught there. It looks like it's going to be Marnin again. It's not, in fact. I think that might have been, was it Sexton in the end? Either way, the ball has gone over the bar from a Clare point of view.
Yeah, in fairness to Griffin, she popped it. She tried to pop it into Marnin. Marnin knew she couldn't win clean possession, but she tamed it down to the onrushing Sexton. Sexton's first score. She's always good for 2 or 3 points in a game, Amy Sexton is, and in fairness, Clare have started the second half in the ascendancy.
2 points up now, 3-7 to 3-5 in favour of Clare as Westmeath come on the attack as the rain starts to fall here in Ennis. Vicky Carr now on the ball over the 45, has support outside there from Sarah Dillon if she wants it. Sarah now has the ball. Sarah has the ball as Grania Harvey is down here in front of us. The referee says play on. No, just as I say that, he says stop it. Westmeath won't be happy with that as they were on the attack and had numbers advancing up the field. We are going to pause here while
he has to stop it for a head injury though, Paul, like he really does. I mean, she was holding her head, so I think she got it, like, you know, there was nothing malicious in anything, bit of contact, but maybe a hand near the eye or something. He'll throw the ball up now, or maybe give an indirect free to Westmeath, more than likely the indirect free.
So Westmeath will have a chance to do something from here again as the rain starts coming a little bit heavy. I think we might be slightly lucky that the rain is coming in from a different direction to our camera position, but you'll have to bear with us on that one. But we've had such a great game so far. We really hope the weather conditions don't interfere with that here in the second half. It'll be 5 minutes gone.
You predicted the rain, you predicted the thunder. Can you predict the winner?
I cannot, not just yet. Here we go now, Aoife Connolly. Good ball inside. There is a chance as this one is still in the Westmeath players' hands as they work it back out to Sarah Dillon. Sarah Dillon looks over the post on her right boot. Has she managed to curl it in? She had the accuracy. The distance was just slightly short, and Linehan picks that one up gleefully as she gets going again for Clare. Kicked forward out as far as Keane now. Keane turns outside. There's plenty of runners. It's Harvey again on the ball. And Clare have been under the cosh there for the last 30 or 40 seconds or so, but didn't concede a score, so they'll be happy with how that one went. Up the field now, up as far as Marnin again. Marnin picks the ball up. She's a long way from goals, but she has the ball as she plays that back to Laurie Ryan again. Laurie comes back inside. A couple of players calling for in front of her. She tries to take it on herself. Good burst of speed there as she goes past two Westmeath players. Now she's up to the 21. Still Ryan on the ball. Goes back inside. Oh, maybe should have taken the shot on herself. She came back inside. Clare still have the ball. The referee says there's going to be a free in. Laurie Ryan did really well. The chance may look like it might have gone away from her, but Clare managed to get their free in the end.
Yeah, and again, Laurie has that ability. As I said, she hits the lines fast. She can accelerate into the contact. She left a Westmeath player for dead. The gap opened up, but Laurie wouldn't be a finisher as such, and she'll always look to pop it off. Clare probably fortunate to get the free, but look, they've started well, and the rain is you did predict the rain. It's coming down heavily now, but commentators curse on this one. Marinan definitely going to kick it over.
She has the rain and she has the breeze at her back. Will that help her as Megan Downs has come onto the field for Clare? That one looks to be a lot more accurate. That's between the posts. We get the white flag in the air, and Fidelma Marinan is back on track again.
Yeah, huge score now, because you know it puts 3 in it, and you know that's the gap that I feel Clare's player probably deserves to be 3 up, especially the way they've started this second half.
They have definitely started to brighter as it did in the first half. Now Fidelma has intercepted it. She's lost her footing at a vital moment. The referee says she lost it because she was pushed, and it's going to be a free in. She's down now. She seems to be in a bit of distress there. She had one thing on her mind. If she managed to get hold of that one, she stuck out her hand, just intercepted the pass in between the Westmeath defenders, and she was going down for a goal, but now she's down, holding her, hard to see what exactly part of her anatomy she's holding from here, but she is down, and from a Clare point of view, there'll be hope she'll be up very, very quickly again.
They'll be holding their breaths, I can guarantee you that, because look, she's a superstar, and I mean, as you know, she is the go-to player, she is the score getter, she is the free taker. Look, she is it all, but she seems in real pain. But she's as tough as old boots, as Fidelma, in fairness to her. Yeah, she stands up and she's going to take this one herself. Not the easiest thing to do when you're fouled yourself, to stand up and take the free. From a hurling perspective, we remember back in maybe 2015 or 16, Shamie Callanan fouled for a penalty against Galway, stood up, took it and drove it wide. Now Fidelma Marinan, can she do the right thing here and put it over the bar after being fouled herself, after intercepting the ball? And as I kind of suggest, again, this commentator, of course, we've said it too many times, Derek. There's a bit of Nostradamus about you, the way you're predicting things here, Paul.
It's never easy for a player to take a belt and stand up, and on this occasion it didn't go so well. But anyway, the score from a Clare point of view, 3-8 to 3-5, is still looking good. Westmeath want to get back into this one more though. Just a silly error.
Over carrying. Clare need to make hay though, because Westmeath now are all at sea at the moment. Clare need to start tagging on a few scores, just because when you're so dominant in possession, you have to be dominant on the scoreboard. So it's going to be Chloe Maloney. Chloe goes short back outside to Megan Downs, who's only on the field in the last 2 or 3 minutes. She goes back to field, big powerful player. She gives that back as far as Laurie Ryan now. Laurie, another powerful player, good burst of speed out of her. We've seen that numerous times today as she gets the ball up to the edge of the D, back out to Maloney again. Chloe Maloney thinking about this one on her left, goes back inside, maybe getting a little bit closer to goal. She is fouled, it's going to be a free in. She kind of looked at the referee there as if to say, where's my free? And Kevin Corcoran obliged. I think Chloe might kick this one off, or is Fidelma going to come over? Yeah, Fidelma's going to come over. If Fidelma decides to take it, no one will stand in her way, but Chloe's an accomplished free taker in her own right. But it's a huge score for Clare because, look, they are dominant, but there's only 3 points in it. And as we've seen in the first half, Westmeath are capable of goals at any time to get that ball deep for Connolly.
And there goes Fidelma again. This one looks good, and this one's over the bar. That's the third of the second half for Fidelma. 2-4 in the first half, 3 in the second half. And she's just keeping things tipping along nicely from Clare. They haven't been as explosive maybe in the second half just yet, but they'll be looking up at that scoreboard and seeing we're winning. That's all that matters. Short enough kick out there, well held in the air there by Vicky Carr, because the ball is getting slippy, and she did well there.
Again, Kevin Corcoran has pulled in for overcarrying. Now, in fairness, I think that's harsh. Let's be honest about it. The first one was definite, but did she take more than 5 steps? I don't think so. Yeah, it's a bit harsh, but look, he's consistent with it.
Yeah, it gives Chloe Maloney is going to take this free this time. It's here on the right hand side. She's going to kick this with her left boot. They're around the edge of the D. Not easy kicking into the rain or the breeze. She's going to have a go at this out of her hands. Got a goal in the first half. Can she get a point this second? Is she going to bend it in? It looks like she just about snuck it inside the post, I think. Yes, she did. The umpires were slow to go to the flag. That is a good score from Maloney.
It was. They're saying here in Westmeath on the line here, they're giving out saying it was wide, but from our vantage point, it definitely crept in and inside of the post.
We did. We were lucky to have a good view that maybe the Westmeath management don't have. We're up on the height here, high up in the stand here in Cusack Park in Ennis, as Lucy Power gets onto that when Lucy gives it back in Westmeath. Now they feel they need to get a score. They've been under the pump the last few minutes. They haven't got a score themselves in this second half just yet. They need to get one, because look at that, 3-10 to 3-5. It was 3-5 apiece at half time. Good run over the top. Well spotted in as far as Rachel Dillon. Rachel Dillon gives it back. Gets her turn. Now Rachel, it's open up for you as she goes through. Vicky Carr, 1-on-1. Vicky Carr goes high. The goals were given. The goals had her mercy. And Vicky struck it over.
Oh, Paul, the goal was at her absolute mercy. All she had to do was take a side step inside. She kicked it to the empty net. But look, she is the engine room. It's a huge score for Westmeath. But again, it just shows you the difference between Aoife Connolly and Fidelma and some other players, because they would have had the composure. Westmeath have pressed up and kick out and overturned it, Paul, and this is where they'll make hay.
Jones has it now again. Anna Jones, she spots a runner inside play. Their lovely ball inside as far as her. That's in as far as Aoife Connolly. Aoife Connolly again, not an easy angle. Aoife put her left foot behind her, managed to curl it again just between the sticks over the bar, and she's so dangerous.
Yeah, and that was Clare's first kick out of the second half, and Westmeath overturned it, and within 3 seconds of overturning it, Connolly's cutting inside off her left peg. Fantastic score.
2-5 now for Aoife Connolly in this game. 3-7 to 3-10. Westmeath, just like that, have cut that 5-point lead down to 3 again, and they have got their 2 points in this second half. That one looks like it's going to be a Clare player. It's Quiva Harvey.
Oh.
What tenacity and bravery from the Clare captain.
Oh, yes.
She felt that, and she knew she was going to feel it.
Yeah, and I don't think he's given a free. I don't think so. She got the ball first, long before the contact came. Yeah, I don't know what Kevin Corcoran's doing here. I think he's going to just say it's a line ball. Look, it's strange. Who wants to be a referee, in fairness? You're blowing for overcarrying and you're not blowing for belts off the ball. I don't know.
Quiva Harvey, though, tough as nails, as we mentioned again, though. She would do anything for this Clare team. Had a baby Reen last year, I believe, and was back playing within 15 days. So she's a woman who loves this Clare football team and would do anything to represent them. And she's really representing today.
Absolutely. She's a warrior. And look, she's a pivotal player. But again, the problems came from Clare's own kick out. And they're just struggling on the restarts. And Westmeath have the homework done.
And that's why we have just 3 points between the teams at this point. As Laurie Ryan looks like she's got onto that. Laurie has it again. Laurie again gets those feet working, gets those pedals going as she plays that off and keeps her run going, and Clare hold onto it again. It's true, Harvey was down a couple of minutes ago, but she looks to have shaken off that knock as she holds onto that again. Heads up football. Look at her. She has the head up. She's looking, where is that space? Where am I going to play this ball into? Didn't see any, so she comes back as there is no Clare player actually inside the attacking 45. That's why Harvey had no choice when he come back there. Now it's worked back to Megan Downs. Downs has a good run off the shoulder there from Blake. There's Blake now. She's ocean the space to run into if she wants it. She has Fidelma Marin on her left. She goes across for Fidelma. Fidelma's on her own. She gets the shot off, and Fidelma gets that over the bar. That, I think, now is 2-8 in this game for Fidelma Marinin.
Yeah, but it was a great team score, and it shows the system that Clare are playing. To composure by Quiva Harvey. Like, there was nowhere to go. She kept the ball, popped it to Downs, who popped it to Blake. It opened up for Blake, but Blake had no intention of shooting. Clare overturned the kick out here, Paul.
Sexton has it now from that poor kick out. Are they going to work something from this? Good ball inside as far as really, the ball. Just too much height and a good defender from a Westmeath perspective. It's gone to ground now. Who's going to pick it up out of this? There was a goal chance for Clare. Now they have it back and they get a shot over the bar from this. Really goes. That looks to be heading to the right of the post. And why there's a hand on it. It's going out for a 45.
But yeah, going back to the score, like Clare worked it. Blake was looking for Marinan. She had a chance to herself to kick it over, but no. Clare's system is get it to the shooter. Fidelma's the shooter, and she didn't miss. 45 for Clare here. But look, this game is going to go down to the melting pot, because Westmeath, in fairness, any time they get possession inside the scoring zone, they have Aoife Connolly. And when you have Aoife Connolly, you're never out of a match.
Absolutely. Chloe Maloney now going to take this one. She has 1-1 in the game so far. Took one out of her hands a few minutes ago from probably about 15 yards closer in. This isn't going to be easy. As you know, anyone who's watching this one who may not be overly familiar with the rules of ladies football, 2 points for a 45. This is probably the first one we've maybe seen in this game. That one is short, it's knocked in, slips off that slippy top surface, I should say. Fidelma Marin was behind that, but just skidded away from her, and now it's going to be a free out, and Westmeath aren't waiting around to take this one, as the rain now is coming straight down on top of the players' heads as they're running out of this one, and it's got a little bit harder as we speak even, but Westmeath still hold on to the ball. Big tackle coming in there, the referee says it was too big there by Megan Downs. Does slow Westmeath's attack down a bit though, so Clare won't be too disappointed about how that has went. Now it's over to Vicky Carr again. Vicky plays that on in as far as Ruan. Ruan has it now. She's looking outside to Westmeath number 30. We didn't even spot coming on, but she's on the ball now. We'll bring you up to date on her in a couple of minutes. That looks like it might be Kilmurray who's onto the field for Westmeath, as it's over there gone to Hegarty who got a goal in the closing minutes of that first half. She's dispossessed, just seems to, almost like a bar of soap squash out of her hands, or squelch out of her hands there. She lost the ball, and there's a Clare player down on the far side of the field. It's going to be a free out, I think.
Yeah, and with the rain is absolutely incessant now. It is thundering down, and conditions going to make that ball awful greasy. We're not going to get the 6 goals and 10 points that we saw in the first half, but what we are going to get is a war of attrition now. It's going to be a case of who wants it most, who can go to the tank more often, and this game is going to go down to the wire.
Absolutely is.
I didn't see the sub. I think it was 30 came on for Westmeath. I just didn't see who went off yet.
And I think Clare are about to introduce another player there. It looks like Lauren Conway has come onto the field for Clare, number 21.
Yeah, Lauren is decent. Yeah, she's young and decent, and I think she's coming on for Caoimhe Cahill maybe.
The Doonbeg player, she'll be well used to conditions like this. Doonbeg gets their fair share of thunderstorms and conditions like this, and she'll be well able to play ball in that.
Laurie Griffey is coming off.
And the raindrops are getting absolutely humongous. 2 of them would fill a cup at this stage. They are big droplets falling down on top of the players, the officials, and everyone involved in this team here. And the Clare player is still down there on the far side of the field, just getting the attention she deserves. Can't quite make out who it is from this distance, but she's up on her feet again. Derek, you might see who it is clearer than I do.
Yeah, I think it's Anya Keane.
She is up and ready to go again anyway, and it's Clare who hold onto the ball back again through Caoimhe Harvey. Caoimhe coming across the goal. There is no one at home, but she comes across and confidently kicks that clear up there as far as Downs. Downs picks it up now and gives it back as far as Harvey. Good runners again, as we've seen all day, and this is Keane, who we think was just on the ground a couple of seconds ago, but she's picked up the ball now. Good support player again there by Harvey. Harvey kicks that on, kicks it forward. Good ball then played inside by Blake, and Clare looking lively. They're looking sharp now as they play that one in as far as Maloney. Over the top as far as Marinan now. Marinan goes one way then the other, back as far as Maloney on the left. Brilliant block coming in there, absolutely fantastic ever there by Lucy Power, because that one was going over the crossbar, and that was a vital block that went in there now as Kilmurray picks it up again, and Westmeath on the pass just isn't accurate. It's really well read there by Harvey back there, the number 6 for Clare, and she takes the ball on. She keeps her run going but feeds the ball forward as Clare now over the 45. Good pressure up from a Westmeath point of view. The ball is hopped, the ball is shot then from way out the field from Aisling Reedy. She's got a point already, and now she has 2 for the day.
What a score from Aisling Reedy. In fairness to her, incredible. On the run, she never deviated, never stopped to secure her balance, and kicked a peach off her right peg from 35 yards. A massive score to put 5 between them.
Big score there by the O'Connor Cup winner from 2022. Ball's gone to ground again, fighting for this. They're fighting for their lives in this game. This is an All-Ireland quarter-finalist knockout. They want to get a chance. They want to get it to the last 4 as Clare come again from Maloney. She's all in front of her. In as far as Blake now. Blake, is she going to go for the goal? Blake fists that one over. She could have put that into the roof of the net if she wanted to. She fists it over, and her side are now 6 points clear.
And so unselfish from Chloe Maloney to sell the dummy, bearing down on goal, spotted Blake off her shoulder, popped the pass to Blake. Again, not a known finisher. She probably, for her, took the right decision, fisted it over and keep the scoreboard ticking over. It's now 3-13 to 3-7, and that's a big lead with 11 minutes to play.
Absolutely, but Westmeath aren't giving up on this one now. It's Kelly has it. Chloe Kelly feeds that one inside. in as far as Kilmurray now again. She has the ball up around the 45. A couple of players inside if she wants to use them. Decides to come back inside as far as Sarah Dillon. Dillon has it. She puts on the brakes for a second while she gets the support from Kelly, who started this move. And Westmeath have worked it into a centre zone. There's a shot on here. They can take deflection. Oh, well saved there by Lennon. It was going for the bottom right hand corner. Took the deflection, which kind of helped her, but she still had to steady herself, get her body behind it and make the save.
Yeah, and again the danger woman Connolly cut inside off her left peg and a deflection. But what reflex actions from Amy Linehan. I mean, it was point blank at her low. Anywhere else it's gone into the back of net. That's a huge save and could be a massive moment come the end of the game.
And it's Quiva Harvey, who's all the way up the field here. She's up to the 21, does a little pirouette, then gives it back out to Fidelma Marin, who's all on her own. You cannot do that. You cannot leave her on her own as she puts that over the bar. 2-9 for Fidelma Marin.
Oh, what a score, Paul. What a score. I mean, in horrendous conditions, to kick it like that from distance, it never deviated straight over the black spot. You just can't count for quality.
Absolute. Westmeath number 26 now has been introduced to the fray. That looks like Annie Dolan.
For number 22, Karen Hegarty.
So the goal scorer from the first half makes her way off the field as Westmeath goes short with that one to Kilmurray. Kilmurray now takes a couple of solos, goes inside as far as Blundell. Blundell gives it back to her again, and the rain has thankfully started to ease off and maybe even stop. 7 points in this game now. Westmeath need to get the next score, and they probably need a goal fairly quickly, and we know they're able to get them, but they have about 9.5 minutes of normal time to go as they come across the field. Good kick pass, good incisive ball in as far as Vicky Carr. Vicky has it now, good punt pass, use the lace to the boot and did an accurate pass inside. There's runners left and right as Jones takes it up. Anna Jones, 2 Clare players come in. The referee has decided to come in a bit too heavily though.
Oh, I don't know. I mean, Fidelma in, slapped the ball away, perfect. Now Fidelma will argue it like Kevin would want. Kevin would want to walk away because Fidelma might give him a bit of the verbals. But yeah, look, Westmeath will probably need a green flag. 9 minutes to play, they'll probably need a green flag. But as we saw in the first half, 3-2 in 5 minutes, so I wouldn't rule anything out.
No, and here goes Aoife, who has 2-5 already today. Aoife Connolly with the left boot, puts that one in invitingly and chipped it. Just too much on it. It's to the right and wide. She's not delighted about how that went for.
Conditions now are not conducive to that sort of kicking, really. Clare are going to make a couple of substitutions here now.
Constantine looks to be one of them who's due to start wearing number 7. She's going to be introduced now for the last 8.5 minutes or so, but Clare are going to have to wait to do that as they have the ball themselves and they're flying down the centre of the field with that one through Blake, who got a point a couple of minutes ago, fisted it over. She picks up the ball there again. She's looking around her, good inviting ball again inside as far as Downs goes to ground. Both players go to ground. It's going to be picked up there. Is it going to be a Clare player? Is it going to be a Westmeath player? It's a Westmeath player in the end who picks that one up and manages to just avert any further danger happening back there, and it works up as far as Kelly again. Kelly took her eye off the ball. The ball is slippy though, the ground is wet. And you just have to keep both eyes on this, both hands on it when you get the ball then as well. Well picked up there by Larry Ryan. Larry has it now. Larry, 3 Westmeath players in front of her. Westmeath must be some free players outside. One of them is Blake. Blake gets it. She feeds it outside. Now the shot is coming in. Big block came in there again. That was heading between the posts. That looks like it was Conway who was trying to get a score there. Were good Westmeath defence. Stop that happening. But Clare get the possession from the rebound. They still have it. Trying to work it in centre to get the shot away. Still trying to hold on to it. Back as far as Larry Ryan again. And Larry's just going to go back the way and just take the sting out of it. Yeah, she's looking at the scoreboard and going, we're safe enough.
Yeah, it's game management from Laurie there. Cute out, go back, recycle the ball, and Clare will start to build again from the back. They didn't have a shooter on it. Chloe wasn't around, Fidelma wasn't around. So in fairness, Clare will hold on to the ball and Quiva Harvey will do likewise. Now it's back to Fidelma. Clare will be delighted because, it's game management from here. Killing the clock's as good as a score when you're 7-up.
Absolutely. This is something they'll have their aspirations on playing in Croke Park in a couple of weeks' time if they can make it all the way to the final. Monaghan and Antrim, they play the winners of that, and last we heard Antrim were well up in that game. It was 3-3 to 3 points at half time. We'll try and get an update on that before we go off air today, but as it stands you'd imagine it will be Clare against Antrim, but who knows. We saw in the first half how these games can just ebb and flow and anything can happen. Now we have a free out going Clare's way, and they're Clare trying to introduce those 2 substitutes now that we talked about earlier, Ciara McCarthy and Sinead
Constantine, Ciara McCarthy, yeah. Aisling Reedy's coming off for Sinead Constantine and Amy Sexton for Ciara.
So Wayne Freeman getting a chance to run the bench, give these players a bit more championship minutes to see how they're going to go on in the knockout phase, as he hopes his team will keep going strong into the semi-final and final is what he'll be hoping for. But Westmeath haven't given up the ghost on this one yet. There's still 7 points in this. They were down by 10 in the first half and managed to go in and managed to even take the lead after that, so they still will feel there is a chance, but they do need to get going as there's only about 6.5 minutes, or maybe even slightly less than that at the moment, and it's Clare who have the ball again through Maloney. 1-1 in the game so far. How her boots are still so wide after playing for this length of time is a mystery, but she still has the ball. A collision, a player in front of her opens up, and she goes, well, if you're going to give me that kind of a present, I'll have a shot. Unfortunately, it didn't work out for this time. Maybe the run took it out of her.
No, it didn't work out, but again, it's all about managing the clock now for Clare. I mean, you're 7 points up. The conditions have dictated that the play is going to be slower than it was in the first half. Westmeath will need a green flag, and to get that green flag, they got to get it to Aoife Connolly.
Yeah, absolutely. One route is going to be the preferred route in this game, you'd imagine, and that is to get the ball to Aoife Connolly. Vicky Clare now has it. Father Tommy, of course, played with Dublin footballers, won an All-Star back in 1991. Westmeath still holding on to the ball in as far as Blundell. Blundell has it now. She gives it into Sarah Dillon. Sarah Dillon tries to play it into Anna Jones. Anna Jones has just moved her body really well there to brush off the defender. She still has it. She's lost the ball as she gets it again. Good work in there by Nick Connell. She does her best, because there was real danger. The way the Westmeath player just able to Jones threw her hips around that. She was in on goals, but Connell just did enough to get a hand in and stopped anything further developing from that. And now Clare are the ones who have the ball. They have 3 or 4 players calling for it now inside their attacking 45 as they come across, and they decide, no, we're going to hold on to this again. This is all about holding on to it. We saw what happened in the first half when we tried to play a ball the whole way through. Westmeath did catch us. We have learned from that, which is a huge thing for a team to have learned at this stage. But Westmeath again have turned them over. Maybe not through any great work from their own point of view. It was merely a clear mistake. But again, back there again, it was read all day by Grania Harvey. And Grania gives that on. It goes up as far as the sister Cueva. Now Cueva has it. She's again playing heads up football as we've seen her do all day long. Gives a good strong kick pass inside. Maloney used a bit of experience there. I think there may have been a Seamus Darby type of a nudge there, but she has the ball now. Maloney has it. Is she going left? Is she going right? I think she heard Fidelma Martin roaring for it. Fidelma has it. Is she going to take it on the ground? She is. She shoots. Oh, well saved. Really well saved there by McCormack, because Fidelma Martin had that shot winded up and lined up for about 5 minutes before she took it, but right behind it was McCormack.
Yeah, look, it was going to be the nail in the coffin, but in fairness, great stop by the Westmeath keeper. Keeps her team alive. Look, the clock is their enemy at the moment. We're down to 4 minutes. Westmeath need a goal. They have only 2 points to show for their second half. Totally, I did say they didn't have the scoring goal, but look, they're still in it. They need to get a green flag and get one fast up, Paul.
Vicky Carr is trying to do her best to get that green flag. Westmeath bringing up the reinforcements. Now Tracy Dillon coming up from number 6. Won All-Ireland intermediate there the last time Westmeath won that, and they're trying to get onto that ball again. They're trying to get back to that All-Ireland. They only came down from senior last year and want to get back up again as quickly as possible. To do that, they need to win today. Westmeath now on the ball. They need to win today and, of course, win the semi-final and get all the way to the final. Good ball inside, and Westmeath are working the angles, working the shots, trying to get it through. The shot is eventually going to come in from Rachel Dillon, who's tried her best all day long. Got a point in the first half, but that one goes wide.
Yeah, but look, that's their second wide of the half. They've only scored twice. They've been, I think, out-controlled rather than outplayed. Clare have shown that they're a work in progress. They're learning every day they go out. They're big into game management, and I think Clare have shown that, in this second half. They've controlled proceedings basically from the get-go, and Westmeath have been living off scraps, and unfortunately they just haven't got, that green flag opportunity, apart from the deflected Connolly effort, which was a vital save by Amy Lennon, because it keeps it at a 2-score game realistically. Even a 3-score game would have been 7. Clare are probably have 1 foot into the semi-final, but with the finish we had to the first half, we won't rule it out just yet.
Big tackle coming in there, Cueva Harvey. That rule is a controversial one in ladies football.
And Will Freeman has gone mad roaring at the ref. No, it is a controversial rule, but look, I mean, he's hardly going to give her a yellow for it, is it? He is.
I think she might be getting a yellow, so she will be sitting out the last few minutes. She'll be dry, which I suppose is one consolation for her. She'll be dry for the next few minutes.
It's a huge player for Clare to lose. She's the linchpin of everything, Cueva. She's the captain, but she's captain fantastic, in fairness. She covers every blade of grass, and every sort of attack, she's the launching pad for it.
And the rule on that one seems to be that the defender has to be seen to be making, or the forward has to be seen to be trying to get away or move out of the way of the defender's path. Very hard one for the referee to referee, and very hard one for the players to get their heads around. I know, talking to a lot of them, they say, yeah, it is a hard one, and Cueva Harvey is on the wrong side of it there as she spends the next 10 minutes in the bin, and will more than likely not see any more action in this game. As Westmeath are on the attack again now, they have the numerical advantage. Good shot coming in there from Sarah Dillon. Sarah Dillon is well blocked though. They don't want to concede any more, even at this late stage. Still players throwing their body into that one and making sure that scoreboard doesn't change.
Yeah, well, that's Grania Harvey, sister of Cueva, and she said, you know what, you sent my sister off for 10 minutes, you're not scoring. She threw her body down, she didn't care about her head. A vital block. clock. Clare have possession. I'd imagine they'll get this, and knowing Clare, they'll hold on to the ball for as long as possible.
Yeah, and they've about 60 seconds of normal time. There will be a few added on, maybe 2 or 3 you'd imagine, due to the couple of injuries that happened in that second half, but not a huge amount. And Clare are done for taking too many steps there. And are they going to be caught at the back? Westmeath are hoping to take this as quickly as they can. Well, ball left inside. Now is there a shot coming in? It's going to be going over the crossbar. If it's an accurate one, it might be almost nearly too late at this stage. But Westmeath get the score. Didn't quite see who got the shot off again. Maybe it was
who else? Sure, on Aoife Connolly.
Aoife Connolly nods up. That's 2-6 I have her down for the day now, and she'll be happy with her own performance. But of course it's a team game, and she knows she won't be playing in the All-Ireland semi-final unless things change dramatically.
We are down to 2 goals, and the way Westmeath finished the look, Clare kick out, struggling again, but the Westmeath player dropped it, and Clare have possession vitally.
Westmeath look like they have 2 players maybe warming up in front of us who might see time before this one is over. Looks like number 25 is down there, Scally, but it will keep with the action as the ball has got up to Blake. Blake is over to 45 for Clare. She's heading towards the D. There's a player coming in on top of her. She's holding on to her. The referee says too many steps there from a Clare perspective.
I think he got that one right, though. She did. She did. She was taking strides like Usain Bolt, in fairness to her.
Westmeath now know they need to get something. They need to get a score. They need a goal. As we mentioned, they have snuck it back down to 6 points.
That's criminal, Paul. That's criminal. You're giving possession away, kicking it back to Clare. It's gone to a dead ball, and look, we're into injury time, and dare I say it, Clare are into the All-Ireland semi-final.
Yeah, well, dare you say it is right after what happened in that first half. Well, I'd say if you were a betting person, you'd have your money on Clare at this point. It's about, we reckon there'll probably be 2 or 3 minutes. There's no official timer gone up here, but we've played 40 seconds over the 30 by our reckon, and maybe slightly more than that. 2 changes there for Westmeath. Niamh Nolan and Ciara Scally have both come onto the field. Not quite sure who's gone on just yet. And number 28 has also gone on, Maeve Monaghan. So 3 changes there for Westmeath in the last couple of minutes. And it looks like Chloe Kelly has come on.
24 for 7, 25 for 10, and I have 28 for 13.
So Sarah Dillon and Kelly Boyce Jordan, the other 2 players to come off there. I think that was the lot of them anyway. They're all
Clare are going to go along and just kick it back to Westmeath and say build from the back.
You can't blame them at this point, and it's going to work out from a Clare perspective. They got the ball and they're running down the line. Good work there by Ciara McCarthy. She's not on the field very long. She wants to get her name on the scoreboard. She plays it inside as far as Downs. Megan Downs lost possession. Westmeath had enough numbers back there, and now they're as far away from the goals as they possibly can be, but they need to get the ball up the other end of the field as quick as possible. They've worked it up to Kilmurray. What have we got? 3:14 to 3:8. We're gone well over the time. 31 and a half minutes, maybe 32 minutes played in this second half, and Westmeath have been turned over. Good work again there. Really big strong play by Laurie Ryan. Laurie Ryan has it, and that might be that at this stage.
I can safely say I don't need to be Nostradamus to get this one right. That is it, because I saw Kevin Corcoran signal to the 4th official that there'd be 2 minutes of additional time. We're just approaching that. Clare are free. I'd imagine they won't do anything else but try and look to recycle possession. Yeah,
and you can't blame for that. They will be advancing to the All-Ireland semi-final, and we'll try and get an update on who they'll be playing as quick as we can. We saw in that first half, or when we got that half-time update, Antrim were well on top, and they currently lead 5-6 to 8 points against Monaghan, so we can safely say it will be Clare and Antrim will play in the All-Ireland semi-final. So that one is one to look out for. Antrim, of course, won the All-Ireland Junior last year, so they're really on an upward curve, and Clare want to get back. They got to the 2000 or last year's All-Ireland semi-final. They want to get back up playing senior, I suppose, for a first time in quite a while. But this is a real opportunity for them under this management team, under this current group of players, which we mentioned has gone through a huge amount of changes since last year. Clare holding on to this when the weather is starting to improve again, just as the game is finishing up. 3:14 to 3:8. Coming up on 33 minutes gone in this one.
Yeah, the weather's going to look after us. They know we have to go out in the field and do some post-match interviews. They said wouldn't get us wet after the performance.
And we're thankful for that, as Clare hold on to it. Trelawney Marnin all the way back there between the 265s, trying to work it over and back across the field. Again, just taking the sting out of the game. They've done the hard work. They lead by 6. And they're full value for fairness in the second half. As we mentioned a few times, Westmeath have only scored 3 points in this second half, and at an All-Ireland quarter-final level, you need to be getting a little bit more than that.
Yeah, Clare have outscored them 9 points to 3, but it isn't the manner of the chances, it's the way Clare controlled possession of the game, slowed the clock down when they needed to, injected pace into their attacks when they needed to, and were far more clinical when presented with a scoring opportunity. Westmeath, apart from that huge burst where we saw, the 3-2 inside that 5-6 minutes, glorious patch that lit up this contest. Clare are probably full value, if we're being honest about it, full value for their place in the semi-final.
Yeah, and they've really staked a claim and put a flag in the ground to say we are one of the favourites now to win this intermediate title, and they'll be doing everything they can to try and go on and do that. And we're expecting the referee to blow the whistle any time now. We've played 34 minutes.
He does realise there's a big game in Croke Park. I don't know if he's a Mayo man. Sure. No.
I think it was suggested to him before the game, though. Yeah, please don't.
Someone suggested to him. I won't say who.
So he won't be playing any more time than he has to, I imagine. And Clare are just going to play down the clock here. And there it is. The final whistle has gone 3-14 to 3-8 in favour of the home side. And Derek, we've been summing it up maybe for the last couple of minutes, but do your best to sum up that second half and the whole game in total if you can.
Well, look, a great advertisement for ladies football and an enthralling game. I mean, the first half was just a cracking display of forward genius, shall we call it, from Marinin and Connolly, both with 2-4 apiece at half time. And nobody knew how the second half was going to go. I did fancy Clare with the wind and into the scoring goal, but the heavens opened up, the rain came in, conditions deteriorated, but you have to hand it to Clare because they managed the conditions, they managed the occasion better than Westmeath in the second half, and are full value for it. They outscored them 9 points to 3 in that second half and controlled the game for the majority of it. Yes, Amy Lennon had to make a fantastic save in the 58th minute when there was 6 in it. That would have brought it down to 3 and given an injection of momentum to Westmeath. But I don't think any of the Westmeath management or players will begrudge Clare their spot in the All-Ireland semi-final. A great sporting game, some serious displays. Aoife Connolly and Fidelma Marinin would grace any team in Ireland, let's be honest about it. And hats off to both sides for providing us with a great afternoon's entertainment.
Thoughts there of Derek Dormer and Sosie Olives. What a performance we had, especially for Fidelma Marinin and Amy Connolly, or Aoife Connolly I should say. Aoife Connolly 2-6, Fidelma Marinin 2-9, and they're all the way through to the All-Ireland semi-final now. Clare will take on Antrim. I've been Paul Jenkins. Thanks very much for your company. Thanks to Brian here on camera. He went through all the weathers that are all thunder and lightning, absolutely everything you can face as a camera person. He did well. Thanks very much for your company. Enjoy the rest of the day. Clare, if you're a Clare supporter, enjoy the hurling later on. Thanks very much for your company, and we'll talk to you again very, very soon. Fidelma has it. The 3 players standing in front of her. She goes past 2 of them. Then she takes a shot in the right boot. The shot didn't look like it was on, but don't tell Fidelma Marinin that. Again, loads of runners, loads of space. It's easily exploited. In by Griffin. Griffin gives that in to Fidelma Marinin again. Fidelma 1-on-1 to goalie. Jinx one way, and then maybe she took her eye off the ball. It's well blocked down there by Hegarty. She feeds that in as far as Connolly. Eva Connolly, Westmeath's danger woman with the left boot, and she's got it. She's got too much space there around the edge of the D, you could argue. Into Maloney, already has a goal. Into Marinin, who has 1-1 already there. She has the ball again. Is she thinking goal again? Yes, she is. Pass forward in as far as Aoife Connolly. Aoife has it again. Foul for a penalty a minute ago. Still Aoife on the ball. Come back onto her left foot. Can she get the shot away? It's going to drop. Ooh.
This score.
There you do. Aoife Connolly has 2 already, both from play. She's going with her left from the free. Not an easy angle. She makes that look very easy as she strikes.
Look at her on the run here, just to your left. Great ball to Marinin.
Marinin
score
now,
guaranteed.
Absolutely. We were talking about Annie Keane or on league. Clare's top scorer in the league with 520. Here she goes again, looking for 2-3 for the day. Has she managed to get it? Why would we even question?
Against Tyrone, now she's making her championship actual debut. She's top quality.
And there's Aoife Connolly. We talked about the boot she has before this game, and you go to a purple patch as they come on the ball. Things have opened up around the edge of the D. That's dropped inside to Connolly again. Just got the free. The goal's at her mercy. Is she going to go? Yes, she does. Clear. A good hand comes in there. Westmeath, can they get something before the half-time break? Knocked outside. Aoife Connolly. Aoife to the left, and Aoife off the post and in. And this we were talking 9 and 10 points a few minutes ago. Now we're down to 3. Could we be down to 2 as this one comes again? Rachel Dillon, is she thinking goal? No, she's not.
Clare are suffering here on their own kickouts.
They're back again, and look at the chance that has opened up again for Westmeath. Can they get some from this? Oh, it's Hegarty and
this is a huge point for Clare. I didn't think you'd be saying that 5 minutes ago.
Oh, I think Fidelma didn't catch that as she would have liked. Has that gone? It has gone over. Ball inside with intent on that one. It's Fidelma Marinin. Is she going to open her account for the second half? 2-4 in the first half, and she can make that 2-5 now. And they've an Irish teacher works this one in, kicks that right boot, and inviting ball into space. It's caught. There it looks like it's going to be Marinin again. And not, in fact, I think that might have been, was it Sexton? She has the rain and she has the breeze at her back Will that help her as Megan Downs has come onto the field for Clare? That one looks to be a lot more accurate.
And as we've seen in the first half, Westmeath are capable of goals at any time to get that ball deep for Connolly.
And there goes Fidelma again. This one looks good. And this one got a goal in the first half. Can she get a point this second? Is she going to bend it in? It looks like she just about snuck it inside the post, I think. Yes, she did. In as far as Rachel Dillon. Rachel Dillon gives it back. Gets her turn. Now Rachel, it's open up for you as she goes through. Vicky Carr, 1-on-1. Vicky Carr goes high. The goal inside played her lovely ball inside as far as her. That's in as far as Eva Conley. Eva Conley again, not an easy angle. Eva put her left foot behind her. Managed to curl it again to run into if she wants it. She has Fidelma Marin on her left. She goes across for Fidelma. Fidelma's on her own. She gets the shot off and Fidelma gets that over the bar forward as Clare now over the 45. Good pressure up from a Westmeath point of view. The ball is hopped. The ball is shot in from way out the field. From Ashling Reid. They want to get it to the last four as Clare come again from Maloney. Maloney, she's all in front of her. In as far as Blake now. Blake, is she going to go for the goal? Blake fists the field here. She's up to the 21. Does a little pirouette. Then gives it back out to Fidelma Marin, who's all on her own. You cannot do that. You cannot leave her on her own. And are they going to be caught at the back? Westmeath are hoping to take this as quickly as they can. Well, ball left inside. Now is there a shot coming in? It's going to be going over the crossbar. If it's an accurate one, it might be almost nearly too little.